Let's talk about the border. Obviously, these people have opened it. They've opened it on purpose. It's not a whoopsie. They didn't fumble. They've opened up the borders of our country. We are now flooded with illegals. Alejandro Mayorkas is facing an impeachment. Where are we on all this?
So I talked to Mark Green, who's the chairman of that committee today, and they were going to go forward with another, perhaps even a hearing or a markup next week. But Mayorkas is claiming that he is unavailable because he'll be meeting with representatives from Mexico. That's absurd. You know what I think should happen? Just go ahead and run that impeachment resolution through, and let's get it done. Because I don't know how we're going to be able to withstand 12 more months if any of them look like last December's numbers. Jesse, I was down at the border multiple times during the interim, and I can tell you it is as bad. Frankly, it's not as bad. It is worse than I have ever seen it before.
Where does that leave us as a country, Congressman, when we can't really stop it? I understand the GOP is trying right now, but because they have the executive branch, because they just frankly refuse to follow the law, and they get away with that thanks to Merrick Garland, they've opened up the country, and Andy, we can't do anything about it. I don't know that this genie goes back in the lamp.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good comment, but I will tell you what the GOP could do in Congress if it had the wherewithal to do it. And that would be to say, we're not going to fund this federal government because it is decimating the country. That's a twofer because we spend too much money anyway, so you could actually maybe reduce the spending a little bit. I'm introducing a piece of legislation probably later today, early tomorrow morning to deal with that. But the second thing you could do is you could start saying, we're just not going to give you any money at all, until you actually secure the border. Mine's a little bit more nuanced because I say we'll continue to fund ICE, CBP, TSA, air traffic controllers, the military, make sure our vets are taken care of. But other than that, we're not funding the government, right? And if that's the case, then guess what? We would have a leverage point over this administration. But Jesse, you can't take 12 more months of 400 to 500,000 people crossing into the country illegally. You just can't do it. Because as you say, the genie doesn't go back in the bottle. You can't get the toothpaste back in the tube. Whatever you want to say, it will have changed our country permanently.
Well, fingers crossed, rooting for you. Let's hope you can find some other people in the caucus with some guts. Congressman, thank you so much. I appreciate it.